Okay, so here we are on the 1v1 game versus AntronGolden, and with Germany, he did buy 10 infantry, 3 artilleries. He did go ahead and attacked West Russia, which he noted as awkward, and as such, he did lose a fighter against the AA. So he lost an infantry and fighter for my 3 infantry and an AA. Technically, that's IPC positive for him, 14 to 13, but I will take that because that fighter's worth more than the AA in my opinion. So that's a positive. Egypt, he lost 2 infantry taken Egypt, which is going to be pretty important to what I'm getting ready to talk to strategy-wise here in a moment. And then he took Karelia free, and he took France without losing anybody. So we look at this piece by piece here in France. I've got my 1 transport, 1 fighter. He's got 3 infantry, so I can't really take France very easily. I could come down here to Morocco, which is definitely a possibility. Or I could come up here to the Nordics and attack up in the Nordics. I actually like, again, because he had that tank rush, the weakness is the number of infantry artillery he has coming to the front line. So he's starting to get some coming now and then coming behind them. But, you know, he had to build them and he has to march these all the way on up. So these ones he just built in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really I can't see it being earlier than 7 that he'd have a timing on here. Especially because I'm going to continue to stack here. I believe I did forget to do the calculation there, but I can't believe that he'd have a attack there. He's got 15, 17, presuming we kill these. We've got these 16, 18, 20, 24, plus a build 28. So we should be able to stack here as long as we clear these guys and we don't have to defend Russia itself. If we fail clearing these guys, that would be a bit bad, to put it simply. You know, he did give the opportunity 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 fighter to attack his 5 units here, or 8, 8, 2, 2, 20 units to attack his, 18 units here. I seriously thought about doing a transport amphibious attack followed by the Russians attacking up here. To me, that would be a very strong, if we were to take this back with Russia, again, pushing his infantry build back 2 turns, and timing is so key. The only concern there is I know I need this fighter to go south with what we're going to be talking about, so I can't use him, unfortunately. And so that would give me 3 boats versus his 4, and that's a little bit risky, plus the fact that if he doesn't have AA last, if I just hit and take out an infantry, but he still has tanks and an AA, that's going to be rough on Russia to attack. And I really just need to hit West Russia hard to make sure we take that. So I'd rather have both my fighters hitting West Russia with the ground. So unfortunately, I think I got to let the Karelia go by and not attack there this turn, which disappoints me slightly, but it is what it is. So I think we're going to take these guys. We're going to come to C-Zone 3 where these fighters can't reach. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only these 2, so my 3 units versus 2 fighters, I'm comfortable with that. And we're going to try and pick off these 2 infantry with an infantry, artillery, fighter attack there. So that's going to be the plan there. We're going to attack there with the 3-on-2 and hopefully win that out. It's a 70% chance that we conquer the territory, but decent chance that we kill. But at the very least, we go 2 for 2, and I'm okay with UK trading 1 for 1 with Germany on the ground again, especially because I just want to minimize his infantry and artillery up to the front and leave his tanks sitting out here kind of naked. So that's the plan up here in the Europe market. Coming down here is the next step. So what are our options here? We can certainly strike Egypt using the infantry, artillery, infantry, tank, and even another tank, and we should be able to kill Egypt pretty easily and be solid there and pull out of India and just let him walk into India. Or we could stack India. So it's a very risky stack, very tumultuous. But what I'm thinking about is this transport these guys back to India. I mean, he's a dead transport either way. Whether he goes 34 or 35, he's dead. They're going to kill him. But we could drop these two guys back in India, and this is why we played this Madagascar, so that we'd have options here, right? Because these guys could go anywhere from East Indies to C-Zone 36 if he hadn't gone into 36, all the way around this whole area, all the way to South Africa, really. Any of these is where this transport could have gone. So that's why we positioned him here. Plus, not to risk him in C-Zone 35 in case he attacked, and he did. So he's going to be sacrificed this time. But we could bring those two units back into India, bring the AA back, bring the tank back, bring this fighter down, build 2 fighters and a destroyer. If I build 3 fighters, I could really make sure I'm safe here. But these transports can shoot across and start crushing Africa with Japan units. Whereas if I put a destroyer here, that's going to make him have to decide to hit here, and lose a turn, and then hopefully get some of these U.S. troops coming back over here as well to start defending here. Meanwhile, this infantry will move in, so we'll have 4 units here, so you can't really push into southern Africa. He'll be able to go this way some, but once we repel these guys back out of here, then UK can come back and march back this way and hopefully deal with these guys at that time. But like I said, the good news is we got a good strong stack up here. This has been very good news that 21 units that can go in there, 16, 18, 21, 22, 26, 27, build 33. So we should be able to dead zone West Russia for Germany 4. So again, he's not going to get there in G4. He may get there in G5 after all. But that's a normal timing here. Hopefully we should be on an accelerated timing here. So, if we hold him to a normal timing here after the 2 infantry West Russia, I cannot be happier than that, right? I mean, that's a win there. So I think we're going to plug here. We're going to stack here. He'll have a 65% chance to take India if he uses his transport to grab these guys, so that he'll leave DEI empty and easier take for either UK if I have him hang back or the US coming down. So he'll have to take these guys off of there. And the average result for him to take it with just 1 tank surviving is he has to lose 3 fighters. Another win for the Pacific battle. And even if he takes it with only one unit surviving, I've got 2 Russian tanks and 2 fighters ready to blitz back and take it back. So I'm comfortable giving him that 65% here. And again, I want to use the destroyer to block expansion and then pin these guys in, and he's going to have to decide either to try to somehow live up here or go ahead and run away or do whatever they're going to do. I don't know. We're just hoping to push them on out of here. So, I know that was a lot, but just kind of talking about the different strategies that we could have gone through here and why I'm deciding to go the route that I am going. So my purchase is going to be, I've got enough for 1 infantry. I'm going to build that destroyer and then 2 fighters down here. That 1 infantry up here, so that I'll have an infantry tank for my 1 transport to pick up next turn and still be able to utilize them. I was just double checking I couldn't attack Burma, which I can't. I didn't think I could, but you know, sometimes you just assume and then realize that was a mistake to assume. You know, I also kind of like the idea of the infantry tank hitting up here and the fighter, but I want to use that tank down here as well, and so, you know, the Russians are just going to have to take care of West Russia themselves, which we got enough artillery hanging around here. We should be able to do that with fighters and artillery and clean that out pretty good and still dead zone West Russia, which is the goal for Russia 4 turn. Is that really my only attack? So sad. I almost could take him for the 50-50 shot on New Guinea here. But I don't think we want to do that. I think we're just going to... I think we're going to retreat him back to the Atlantic since we only got one transport going over there, and that guy's going to be sacrificed. So I think these guys are just going to head on out. That, or I was debating leaving him here in case he does grab him, then they could walk in. But UK 4 is kind of late for a DEI UK take. Alright. I guess that's my only attack. Dang. Kind of boring. Kind of boring, but thought about taking Finland, but he's got his 2 fighters there pinned for 2 infantry, 2 fighters. I mean, that's why I think he left the 2 infantry in Finland, was to discourage Finland. So let's just attack right at them. Get a hit. There we go. Big whiff. All right, now let's finish them. There we go. Nice. Extra nice. With 2 living there, that's even greater because, you know, you have to do 1 infantry, 2... Well, he could do 4 fighters. But then he's also having to not use his fighters this direction. So that'll be a positive. So we're probably going to leave as an infantry, you know, leave a Russian infantry in here so that he can't just walk in there. Unless he uses fighter, and that'll make that harder, and then we can take over Norway, and then hopefully just start reducing some of their income. All right. I think that's it. All right. So for those that want to pull out the calculator so you can see what's going on here, this is what we're offering them. 4 fighters, a bomber, these 9 guys, and these 2, so 11 and 5 air versus my 11 and 3 air. Destroyer will negate the battleship bombardment and plus prevent any going through this way. Similarly, if he decides not to take the attack and not to go that way, that transport's going to be too tempting for him, that he's going to want to send air to kill the destroyer, and we got a 1/3 chance we pick off another fighter or bomber, and that would be super fantastic. So we'll take those odds. There we go.